Welcome back aboard everyone to another episode of Sailing Sacred Seas. Last week we began our adventure down the western coast of Sardinia. This week with Vika away in Ibiza, I'll be solo sailing for the next 2 weeks. Well, not completely solo. I've still got my four-legged crew keeping me company as we continue exploring this magical island.
And I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night.
I left early yesterday morning. It's the next day now. I'm doing my first solo sail. I'm just leaving this kind of industrial town behind us and weighing up whether to do an hour-and-a-half sail or a 4-hour sail, because after today, tomorrow kind of mid-morning, there's some quite heavy winds coming in. I'll probably anchor down for a couple of days, so I'm just deciding now whether to maybe get a little bit further today. Would be nice. You see, today there's not a huge amount of wind today and it's quite misty. We've got the sails up. It's been a few days since we've got the sails up, but we're doing about 3.6 knots on about 7 knots of wind. Not fantastic, but not too bad. With a few days of strong northeasterly winds forecast, I decided to push on past the island of San Pietro and make the longer 4-hour sail south to the very edge of Sardinia. That's it, we're on the south coast of Sardinia. But we're just going to cross the Golfo de Palmas, across the bay, and we'll find our anchorage for the night or for a couple of days, all depending on how this wind comes in. A little overdue, but better late than never. It was finally time to take down the Spanish courtesy flag and raise the Italian tricolour. A small but proud milestone in this journey. So, the Bay of Porto Pino, or the town of Porto Pino. This is where we're going to pull up and we're going to try and set ourselves for a couple of days. It's just after 7 AM here at Porto Pino. It's at sunrise. It's a really nice looking morning and the beach is currently quiet. So we're going to put the dinghy down and take the dogs ashore, because yesterday it was really busy at the beach. So we're going to go now, have a nice long walk along the beach and then come back just before it starts getting busy. And then we'll go again later on tonight if we can. But it looks gorgeous over there at the minute. There's dunes, it's so white and sandy. So let's go check it out. It's a nice morning this morning, although the weather app is saying it's supposed to be 25 knots of wind right now. And it certainly is not. It's nice and calm. So we could keep moving, to be honest, but it's quite a nice place to stay this for a day or so. You can see we've got really easy access to the beach. We can pull the dinghy right up on the beach here, and as long as we get up in the mornings now, it's totally empty. We've got the whole beach to ourselves, me and the dogs. Come kind of 11 o'clock-ish or so, it gets busy all afternoon. It's really busy. But in the daytime, in the morning now, it's lovely. Kaia just over here. So I think we've been on the beach now for about an hour or so. I'd say just us, a couple of people walking past, that's it, but it's really nice, peaceful. And there is some type of little town somewhere just ahead where you can take the dinghy down the river to get to that town. I don't think there's much there, maybe 1 or 2 shops. So we might take the dinghy down, have a little explore, depending on how this weather tends. I like kind of topography there, the sand, it's literally perfect. So pull the dinghy up, and there's these posts every now and then. I don't know what they're for, but you can tie the dinghy to them, so that works for us too. And then just put the anchor at the back just to keep it held out. After a lazy afternoon snooze on board, curiosity got the better of me, and I headed back towards shore to see what the winding river inlet had to offer. It's pretty cool. It's like a fishing channel or something just off the beach. All the fishing boats all come here. It stinks. It stinks like fish, but it's cute, isn't it? It's actually a funny smell. It's like a stinky fishy smell, but at the same time it's a really warm land smell, and that's really good. Smell all the pine trees, ferns, like the red soil. That smells pretty good actually. That's the end of the road, or the river I should say. There's a little slip over there, and it looks like you could get ashore. I think there's supposed to be a little couple of shops and things, but I might come back without the dogs because I haven't got the leads or anything in a minute. So every morning's been really quite calm. So what we might do is we might come tomorrow morning if it's just as calm, have a little look around, and I can actually bring the dogs in. But it's nice and calm as well, and there's no people around. Okay, let's get back up the river and head back to Kaia. Go get some breakfast. I like it. And it's a shame Vika isn't here ready to see this. It's more my bag, all the stinky old fishing boats. But it's cute as well. She'd enjoy it. And then back out to the mouth of the river, and then back out to the bay. So this is what we're looking at here. It's still a bit windy. It's about 24, I think now, 24 gusts. It's still a nice day, but you can see we're also sheltered by the land, so that covers us from a lot of the wind, and so out in the open it's going to be a lot breezier. The next morning, with calm conditions, I launched the dinghy again, this time venturing upriver to gather some much needed supplies. So we're here in the river. These are actually kind of little mooring spaces by the look of it. I'm going to find somewhere where I can just moor up that nobody would really care, I think. And I think I've spotted a little place here underneath the bridge. I can't see anyone complaining about me being underneath here for an hour or less when I just put it to the supermarket. So far, Spain and Italy have been pretty lack, to be fair, in complaining and or anything you can pretty much get away with, pulling into half the marinas and just mooring up when you nip into the towns. So I'm sure we'll be good. That's a pretty cool old bridge, isn't it? That's the trash and the recycling dealt with. Let's go find a store, and then I think there's a coffee shop somewhere as well, so let's go take a look. Apart from taking the dogs for a walk in the morning, I've been on the boat pretty much 24/7 for the last 3 days. So it's actually really nice now. Let's come ashore to have this, to the supermarket. I'm glad I came up the river yesterday for a little explore. I found out you can actually moor up here, and it's sheltered as well to put the dinghy in and things. So living on board with 3 dogs can be fun, but also a bit challenging. I mean, you've really got to choose and decide the right time when you feel comfortable to leave them for a few hours or half a day if you want to go sightseeing or anything. So as I say, it's the first time I've left them now in a few days, certainly since Vika left. You have to do it. You have to find that moment and trust and leave them on their own, because otherwise you're on board with them all the time and you don't actually ever go to land, and you start going a bit stir crazy. So I've made the choice. We've been in this anchor spot for a couple of days now, and the boat's not moved an inch. In the high winds, it's a bit calmer today. The seas are all calmer. So I've come to shore, do a bit of shopping, get some ice cream. And fingers crossed I haven't destroyed anything when I get back. And my trolley is laden with supplies. I'm gonna head back to the boat. It's just after 5 now, so by the time I get back, sit and have a little read as the sun goes down. One of my nice little things I like to do. And then we'll probably cook something up and do some engine checks and things, get ourselves ready to possibly move tomorrow. Well, the dinghy's still here. And so we're off again. We're leaving Porto Pino, and we've got about 2.5 hours sail around to Malfatti, which is just a bit further round on the south coast. A bit breezy, between kind of 12 knots up to 20 gusts. So we'll see how we go when we get on the Cape. Bit of a grey, grim day to be honest with you. But we've been here in Porto Pino now for 3 days. This is the 4th day. So it's time to move really. Looking forward to finding somewhere new. This has got a small beach by the look of it, but it's got a woods or like a forest next to it that we can go through. So that'll be nice with the dogs. And we've had some good walks on this long beach here. I don't think you could beat this beach to be honest. So it'd be nice to have a bit of forest for a couple of days. And then we'll weigh up where to go next after that.
As the hours rolled on, the sail continued and the skies eventually cleared. The grey weather gave way to a beautiful rainbow arching across the horizon as we dropped anchor in the quiet bay of Perda Longa. One of those moments that reminds us why we do this.
Come on, Brooke. So, I mean, my legs are getting scraped, but that's not the end of the world. But there's only so far we can go into this kind of thicket bush, especially when it's all little thorns and things, because we've got to worry about the dog's eyes, especially the pugs. I think we'll probably call that a day for climbing up. You can just about see over the top here. We can get across, we can get through to the other bay, but I don't want to get through the rest of these thorns now without causing damage, so it's not worth it. So we'll go back down and have a little explore of that cala. Look at that little cala. Let's see if we can get down there and have an explore. Brooklyn doesn't have the best back legs, so she gets to be carried every now and then. Crystal clear little cala. It's very rocky. You coming in, Brooke? Coming in for a swim? Good girl. Been a busy day for you? Hard day at the office? Yeah, so I'm going to spend today here at least, and then I'm just weighing up about going to Cagliari, however you say it, the capital. I do have to go there. Brooklyn's about to bark because there's a helicopter coming. Yes, I've got to go to Cagliari to... Shush! 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 I know! I hear that naughty helicopter. What's he think he's doing now? Yes, I've got to go to Cagliari, to the capital, and sign myself out at some point, out of the EU, before we go to Tunisia. But I'm trying to leave it till the last minute, because my Schengen days are up in about 10 days. But I think I'm going to check into a marina, because I found out a marina it's only £70.
give the boat a good wash and a few bits I need to service, fill up the gas, fill up the water, etc. Charge everything up, and then Vika's back in just over a week, and we shall get ourselves ready to sail to Tunisia. So in a few days time we'll be leaving for Tunisia. It's going to be at least 18 hours passage, upwards of that I reckon about 20 to get to the mainland, and if you want to go a bit further, 24 plus. So I'm just doing a bit of passage planning at the minute and also sorting out some food, getting it cooked up now, and then I'm going to make it, put it in tubs and put it in the freezer, and we'll bake it then en route when we're on the passage. And so all of our organic scraps go back in the water. Makes the fishies very happy. We've got a lot of fish around here at the minute. I don't know what they are. Like a blue fish with a black ring around the tail. Say big. Not big enough for catching or eating. Maybe there's bigger ones a bit further out, I'm not sure. Like, I've got these frozen blocks of spinach. It's one of the unfortunate things. Obviously stuff is hard to come by, so if you can buy it and freeze it, then great. Also, the fridges that we've got on the boat are not fantastic. Well, I think it's actually not necessarily the fridges, it's the power. We don't tend to have kind of enough power throughout the day. The fridges are pretty warm every morning. I had a little look into changing the batteries to lithium batteries, but it's so expensive that I think at the minute we're going to hold out on that. And I might look to fit some extra solar. I think we've got about 900 watts on the back, and I'd like to try and put some maybe semi-rigid panels or something, or soft panels on the deck up top. It'd be great if we could up that to at least 1,500 maybe more would be nice. And we've got our little herb garden, so we've got some rosemary and basil and things here, so I'll put some of those in. Some fresh chilies they've gone into. I'm just going to pick a bit of this mint. The mint's not looking that fantastic, but it was looking worse, and I've pulled off all the bad stuff and it's getting a bit better. So now I'm going to cut some of this off and I'm going to make a fresh mint tea. Yeah, so we tend to make our tea in the thermos because obviously we're running off the gas bottles, so if we can heat it up once, all the better. Use less gas because we don't exactly have easy access to pick up more. And we'll leave that to brew or to steep for a little bit, and then we'll have a cup of tea in a bit, and we'll save the rest for later. So I spent a nice 3-4 days down here at this little bay on the south coast. I'm leaving now and I'm heading towards Pula. I'm going to spend the night there and then try and get in a marina in, it's quite windy today, in Cagliari for a few days, because I've got some jobs to do on the boat, fill up the tanks and things, get ourselves all prepped, ready for the sail to Tunisia. But it was nice here, it was very nice. There was some nice walks and things with the guys, we found some nice trails. Sometimes I was bored, sometimes I enjoyed it, but you know, it's looking forward to Vika coming back now. But let's carry on around the coast, about 2.5 hour sail today, and then another 2.5 hours to Cagliari tomorrow. I'm just waiting on it to see if the marina reserve our place or not. Woo! It's been a while since we've had a nice wind like this. We're getting 6 knots on both sails. 6 knots in 12 knots of wind. Also not my kind of looking beach. So continuing north about another hour, Pontefoxy, somewhere around that kind of way. We've taken down the main because I took down the main before we were going in. So we're now just sailing on Genoa, but we're making 5 knots in 15. Not fantastic, but quick enough for us. We'll be there, as I say, within the hour, so not too bad. Later, with strong westerlies funneling into the anchorage of Pula, I pushed on a little further until I found better shelter in the bay near Porto Columbu.
So we bypassed Pula because it was a little too windy and stuff. Further up the coast, it's a bit more protected here, and it's actually a really nice little spot.
As soon as we rounded in, the howling 20-knot winds melted into a gentle breeze. Anchoring down, boat secure, and it was finally time for a much-needed coffee and, of course, a shore walk with the dogs.
So we're heading up towards Cagliari now. I was hoping to get in a marina today. Today's Friday. There's no availability till Sunday, so I'm going to check in on Sunday, stay there Sunday and Monday, fill all the tanks with water, fuel, head to the passport office and check myself out, ready for Tunisia. Hopefully you can hear me with all this wind behind me. So we're just heading up now. There's a channel ahead of us, so we're going to head up to the safe water marker on a kind of a northeasterly course, and then we'll dart upwards then north to Cagliari. It's a lot busier around here. Obviously it's quite shallow. It's 24 meters, and that's the whole bay. It's a huge bay this, so there's a lot of tankers moored up here. Chemical plants and things over there, so who knows where they're going. Maybe they're going to the Middle East and things maybe. This seems to certainly be the stopping point, or maybe around the East Mediterranean or Black Sea, I don't know. So when I say the safe water marker, just over here, there's a shipping channel. You can see it's red and green channel. And on the other side, when the channel finishes at the end of the channel, you get a safe water marker. And that shows you that, you know, the water's now safe from here, you're out the channel, so let's have a little look. So we were supposed to turn more north now. Now we've gone past that marker, but we're having a pretty good run here, to be honest. So I'm going to keep on this. I'm going to go right all the way across, and then cut in north right at the last minute. Pretty much same difference in the time, a little bit longer, but it's a nice run. So we'll just keep on this. Here we go, guys. This will be the first time that I've docked in a marina on my own without Vika, and of all the days to do it, 22, 23 knots of wind. So let's see how we get on. Fenders are all out, lines are ready. I put a couple of extra fenders on the stern as well, because I think it's going to be stern too. Ned mooring, so I'll radio in a minute, and fingers crossed all goes well.
Inside the bay, the wind finally eased, and with the help of the friendly marineros, I was able to moor up smoothly at this charming little rustic marina. It's been a fantastic couple of weeks of solo sailing. Secluded anchorages, breezy passages, and plenty of quality time with the dogs. In just a few days, Vika will be back, and I can't wait to head into town with her and enjoy one last taste of Italy before we set off on our next big adventure. In the next episode, we'll tour Cagliari, the capital of Sardinia, and start planning for our biggest challenge yet, leaving the EU and setting sail for Tunisia. Ahead lies our longest passage so far, a brand new continent and the marina that'll be our winter home for the next 6 months. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and join us next week as the adventure continues.